Hi, this is Bill from Hirogari. I'm here today with a video, a little project. I had to clean a mixer, 24 channel GL2800 Allen & Heath console. Lots and lots and lots of pots, 10 auxiliary sends and all the kind of matrices and all those kind of things. So the first thing you do is remove all the pots, just lift them straight up. They shouldn't be glued on, and you certainly shouldn't need glue to reattach them to anything. I separated them out into different colours, but in the end it didn't really matter. Set them to soak. I used a combination of dish soap and a bit of Windex in there, just enough water to cover everything. You shouldn't use solvents or anything when you're cleaning the caps because it can actually cause the plastic to deform and melt. You can see here how dirty the console was. It was just dusty. The inside of it looked fine. The faders weren't noisy, but I just wanted to clean it before it went into its new home. So I grabbed the vacuum cleaner, grabbed the brush head, and just went along and did an initial surface clean. Pulled all of the dust off, just being careful not to bump anything too much and force dust into the cracks. And you can see here what a difference that makes. That's just a regular household vacuum with a vacuum brush on there. There's the before. And here's the after. A really, really big difference. Just got that big chunks of dust off there. Still not 100% happy with it though. So now I've just grabbed a really cheap kids paintbrush, clean one, and just gone and dusted all of that kind of last bits of grease and things off. A good tip for keeping one of these kind of consoles clean is just have a kind of a bigger paintbrush like you'd use to do trim on your house, a clean dry one, and just use that to dust out in between. And now you can see with the paintbrush, that's just dislodged most of those other kind of chunks of bits of crud and oil and dust and dirt. So there's before vacuuming. Here is after vacuuming before the brush, and then finally you can see what a difference it makes to be able to get a brush in there and brush out those last little bits of rubbish. So the next thing is to remove, before you start doing a proper clean on it, is to remove any stubborn marks. This stuff is like orange oil. It's often known as goo remover and things like that. It will strip silk screen off kind of dodgier gear, but the Allen & Heath stuff is really good quality, so that wasn't an issue. After I got the bits of gaff sticky off, grabbed some Windex, and what I'm using here are these cotton kind of makeup sponges that I got from a discount shop. They're really good as opposed to cotton balls, which might leave bits of fluff and stuff around. These things are kind of compact, and you can fold them into different shapes and wedge them into the gaps between the pots and really kind of twist them in and use them to wipe off. One thing really important is to make sure that you do wipe the Windex off as you go. I'm not using really any solvents or anything, I'm using straight Windex on here just to kind of get in there and wipe all of the oil, accumulated oil and dust and grease from around the case here. Don't forget to agitate your caps, just give them a shake and that kind of thing just to get the dirt off. So I'm going in and doing a little bit more touch up there with an ear cleaner, spot check anything that didn't come out with makeup removers. Alright, so the next thing is to then drain and dry the fader caps, and this took a while. I ended up shaking them out in a tea towel and using a hairdryer set on the cool air temperature, and you can see there all of the caps there. Now you've got to replace them all, and I'll tell you what, your fingertips will be caning by the time you get to the end of this. They end up so sore. I have a reference photograph that I took earlier to make sure I got all the colours lined up on there. And then what I found was just do one channel and then you can kind of mimic that channel all the way across the board. Make sure that you have the right caps in the right place. You shouldn't need any kind of glue or any kind of sticky thing. These caps should basically just pop back into place. They should lock back into place. If you need replacement caps, you can get a hold of them. Electronic shops, Jaycar in Australia or online places will usually carry generic pots and generic fader caps that will fit most consoles, particularly the bigger brand ones that are still touring around, and there's lots and lots of support for them. Once the console's kind of completely cleaned and all put back together, yes, missing one cap. Could not believe it. I figured that I'd end up finding that cap, and I did find it on the floor underneath the vacuum cleaner, so it was restored back to its rightful place. The console is now nice and clean and has gone to its new home in the Hirogari studio, and where it is pulling duty as a kind of a line mixer and a giant patch bay with all of the keyboards. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe, click the little bell to receive notifications whenever I upload something new, and I'll see you again in another video.